Before we get to some of the more practical things as a parent, I do want to talk about this nuanced big picture idea first, because you've been around soccer and high level sports for a really long time. And so I just want to see your opinion on this. There's some research out of Europe that shows kids who spend more time practicing and training at younger ages are significantly ahead of kids who start training later, at least from a technical standpoint. And
Mm,
there's research on the baseball side from the DR in Puerto Rico showing the same thing. And oftentimes, what will happen is parents here in the United States will use that research to show that kids should only be playing one sport at young ages and that they should be training two, three, four times a week. But here's the part I want to focus on, because this is where I think you have some more knowledge. In Europe, most of those quote unquote elite kids are being trained by the professional clubs at little or no cost to the parent. The club
yeah.
foots the bill. And the same thing's happening in the DR and in Puerto Rico, where the MLB clubs are footing the bill and not the parents. But here in America, we don't have that.
Yeah.
Parents are having to pay thousands of dollars. We talked before we started recording how we know people who are paying thousands at 8 years old to get training. And with the increased costs come the increased pressures. If we're paying that much money, you better be doing the work, is kind of the way it turns from a parent standpoint. So if we accept the premise that specialized training is good at young ages, which we can debate at a different time, how do we balance that with the reality that our system is not set up to provide high quality training in low pressure environments?
That's deep. I didn't get the questions, everybody, before before the show. I can tell you that. Uh, I think I think I can go around about this in a roundabout
Yeah.
way. Is ultimately when your son or daughter starts a sport, why did they start it? Why did we put them in it? And I think is like you lose. I think it's interesting because I really scratched my head when we signed the kids up for swim team 3 years ago, right? And I did not enjoy going to swim meets at first. And now I look forward to every Tuesday night to see young and old rooting for each other, right? And screaming and yelling and having fun and the camaraderie and the fellowship and its parents, its kids, its opposing pool, you know what I mean? The opposing pool as well, and a sense of community and joy, right? And at the end, my kids never asked me if they won the meet or lost the meet, right? Like it's just fun. And I think is the reason we sign our children up for youth sports, I believe still should always be, are they in the pure sense of enjoyment, the educational piece of how to deal with teammates and coaches, how to learn information, how to be a better person, right? To be structured, be organized, and more importantly, just enjoying being a kid, win, lose, draw. And I think is like you said is we start as they get older and we start doing some comparisons as parents as and I always like whenever I speak I said comparison is really the death of so many things, right? And it's an illness, where hey, I want my son or daughter to be better than and we go back and forth and I need a better club, and with that comes expenses as you were saying, um, which adds pressure to the coach that's coaching the team. The higher price, the more expectation. But really, I think we lose sight of the thing I started with is why are they in it? I know when as a dad, okay, I found out I was having a boy, right? And I'm like, okay, I want him to play at Wake Forest one day. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't care if he plays at Wake Forest. Would that be cool? I don't know. I don't know what it would be like coaching at this level right now. Like dad, like no. It's like so. But what's saying that is what is the percentage of those kids that start in recreation or club that are going to go on and do this for a living, like
I can tell you.
any of our
Like,
sports, right? So I think we quickly lose grasp of why they started. Is the kid going to be or the child going to be better equipped because of the knowledge, the education, the technical ability, the tactical ability of whatever sport? Maybe, but they're going to be more equipped for life because of the relationships, how they dealt with adversity, which as parents we try to keep them away from most of the time. How do they deal with failure? How do they deal maybe coming back from an injury, losing, winning, good sport, bad sport. But yeah, you're right. We are behind European. I can talk from a soccer perspective, like a pay for play, but we're trying to catch up.